Hello, everybody. It is day 51 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. Ooh, it's 11:11 p.m. bedtime. I am exhausted and I just was laughing so hard that I still have tears coming into my eyes. Um, so you're tired when everything is cracking you up, right? Anyways, it is June 12th, 2024. This week has been, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. My voice is even raw, kind of. I've had um, just an unbelievable number of calls and live things to be attending this week. So it's been a lot. And I'm not even completely done. I will say that having my energetic cycle semi figured out is very, very helpful because this is the week that I'm like, woo, let's go. So it feels good, but at the same time, it's been a lot. So very, very tired. I am yeah, let's see. I probably should have stopped and thought before I came on here just because I've had so many thoughts processing and I was like I said, I was laughing so hard that I literally cannot get that out of my brain. So today was more of a collaborations type calls day, which is great. I love them. Super, super powerful, super fun, super I love networking. I love getting to know people. I love connecting. I love mastermind containers and ones that I've run and also ones that other people run that I'm in. I just love masterminds. It is my jam. It is my place to be. It is my place to run. I love them. So I'm in this one mastermind, and our calls are early Wednesday mornings, early. It's run by a lady who is in the UK. So for them, it's a nice, 2 in the afternoon or something. And for me, it's 5 a.m. Actually, it's 6 a.m. So for them, it's probably 3 in the afternoon. Anyway, it's really early for me. And I love that. So this is now the second mastermind I've been in where the calls were just super early in the morning for me. The other one, they were aiming for an 8 a.m. in Eastern time and I'm Mountain time, things like this. But I actually really, really enjoy that. So it lately has been more difficult for me to get up at those times. I was a 5 a.m.er for a long time and I've just been off of that schedule for so long now that I'm really struggling to get back to it. And I know probably all it would take is just to listen to Mel Robbins' The 5 Second Rule again. And I would be 5 a.m. every day, 5 a.m. every day. Cause it was so empowering and it was so helpful for me. But I haven't been doing that. So when I have these early calls, I'm like, oh my gosh, make myself get out of bed. And, to the point where, I have the alarm set for before it starts and I end up snoozing, which I try not to ever snooze anymore, but I end up snoozing on those days and until right when it starts. And then I'm like, damn, I need coffee still. I need to wake up a little bit to be able to hop on this call. So I'm on the call and my voice is still rough from having just woken up and I'm yeah, good morning, I'm here, and everybody else is most of the way through their day, right? So it's kind of funny. But the the reason I'm talking about this, and sorry for the roundabout, is that I get up and I'm in these people's energy, right? First thing in the morning, and it just kickstarts my day so, so powerfully. And then I had a connection call with one of the ladies from the mastermind later on during the day. And then Jess and Kelly and I recorded our first actual episode of our podcast that we have been working on. We've done other parts of it, like our intro and things like that, right? But yeah, this was like our first time actually like, Kate, we're gonna actually record a full episode. And just, things like this. So today was very much like talking and interacting and connecting, and this is my energy, this is my thing, this is my jam, right? So I'm like, I love it, and I'm just go, go, go. But I'm also like, holy crap, like I have not been going this hard, like I have this week for quite a while. So I'm trying to be really cognizant of that. And um it's actually funny because I had pulled myself a card for this week, and the card was about um more like that interior. I think it was, I can't remember the exact word. I think it was called interior winter. But it's about going inwards, about rest and relaxation and restoring your energy and all of this. And that was my card for the week. And I was like, when I pulled it, I was like, I don't know, because this week is like my high energy week, right? But I think that the point of this card was very much like, yeah, you're going to have this high energy week. You have all these things booked for this week, but stop when you're done, right? To like, don't keep going, don't push it, don't burn the candle at both ends. Yeah, do all of these calls. Yeah, show up. Yes, be on fire. Yes, be like full of um I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like just really be there for it. And that's great. And then turn off, right? Just shut down, go to bed, get the extra sleep, or, I played video games with the kids tonight, or, things like that, where it's just like, just stop and fill your cup, be present, do your thing, um, embrace that interior winter. And it's okay. Like, it's not like, okay, I got this card that I need to be like going inward. So I'm going to cancel all of my things for the week and not actually lean into the energy that is aligned with my physical cycle right now, where I'm like high energy this week. No, it's like, yes, lean into your energy, but also remember to take care of yourself. And the other day it was like, I was like so in my go mode that I was forgetting to eat all day, right? I had forgotten to eat from like, I think I ate supper the night before, but I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't eat lunch. And then all of a sudden it's like mid afternoon. I was like, I am ravenous. Holy crap. Right. And it was just, all I'd had was coffee. I was vibrating. I was like, holy cow. And I just took this massive tub of like spaghetti and meatballs and went outside, put my feet in the grass, and just sat there eating my spaghetti because I was like, holy crap. Like, I have not eaten anything for way too long. But it like, that's the kind of energy that I was in. And so that card, that reminder of like, yes, it's okay. It's okay that you get into that energy. It's okay that that's like your flow state is this high energy, like burn it to the ground, just intense. But when you hit your mark, right? When you hit that line that's like, okay, that's it, then it's time to stop, and it's time to shut down, and it's time to allow your body to catch up from that, because that is not sustainable, right? That's not sustainable for anybody. So anyone that has been in my world for a long time, I have had so many people be like, how do you do it? How do you do all the things? How do you, like, whatever, be so productive? And like, I was the productivity queen despite the ADHD, right? All of these things. It's like, yeah, okay, that's great. But it's because there's two sides to that. I am not on 24/7. I stop, right? And um one of the biggest learnings for me has been knowing when to stop, so that I'm not having to, like, I would allow myself a week to catch up from a week like this before. But instead of needing an entire week to recover, now I get to have this week like this and take care of myself during it. And that is such an up level, right? That is such um a higher state of being, higher, better quality mindset, I guess, is what it really comes down to. It's just this like, knowing that, yeah, this is my genius zone, but I get to really support that and maintain it for longer and sustain it for longer, more days out of every month, you know, by shutting right the fuck down after, right? And just letting myself be completely off when I hit my limit, and having that be okay. Having it be like I'm halfway through something and being like, nope, that's it. I'm done. Turning it off. Zero guilt, zero, thoughts of what if I lose my train of thought and I'm not able to pick it back up tomorrow? Or like, no, I have complete trust in myself. I do not worry about that kind of thing at all. Um, because I know that pushing through it is not helping me. 11:22. You guys, I'm seeing so much synchronicity right now, so much synchronicity that it is like, um, it's actually even like going to bed last night. I was listening to this audio. It was like a meditative channeling thing. And one of the things that she said really stuck with me, because it was just like, um, you are seeing all of these synchronicities, and it's a sign of your alignment and this and that and the other thing. And then I looked at the clock and I was like, 11:22. And it just, like, I burst out laughing, because it was like, that's literally all day, every day right now, is like these angel numbers, these repeating numbers, these, all the different possible signs that could possibly come out. Right. And it's just confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. And um today, my biggest, like, the biggest thing that came to my mind, this awareness that came to me, was just the synchronicity. And I mean, it's not like I've only thought that the numbers were the synchronicities up until now, but today the synchronicities were so much more than the numbers. It was like, and I went live on my profile about this, because it was like, holy crap, like, just the synchronicities were insane. Because I've been talking in all of my online spaces about rewilding, about getting back to our wild feminine selves, and finding that higher version of ourselves again, and getting to know her, and getting really connected with her, and how empowering that is, and so on. And and then today, I kept my son home from school, and I had um he wanted to read this book this morning, because I was like, no, you're not going straight on screens just because you're home. Like, you need to do other things. So he brought this book for me to read to him, which he's, at this point, he's perfectly capable of reading, but he loves still having me read to him. And I love reading with them. Like, that's one of our favorite activities. So anyway, he brought me this book. It was The Crocodile Who Doesn't Like Water. And, like, spoiler alert, but the crocodile is not a crocodile, he's a dragon. And so at one point, he's all embarrassed about the water. He doesn't like the water. He hates the water. The water sucks. The water is not his thing. And all the other crocodiles are laughing at him. And then he gets this itchy nose, and he sneezes, and this giant burst of fire blows out of his mouth and nose, right? Because he's a dragon. And it's like, it was just this, um, reading it, I was just like, damn, it was so aligned. It was so like, be you, be who you are. And when you are in alignment with who you actually are, all of a sudden, this crocodile who didn't like water, who was actually a dragon, all of a sudden, those other crocodiles were like, this dude's amazing. We get to ride on his back while he flies through the air because he's a dragon and he has wings. We get to be around the heat of the fire that he can build, or whatever, like, I can't even remember all the parts of the story, but it was like, when you are really being yourself and showing up fully as yourself and all of this, you not only attract the people who are your people, who are really your people, but you also are perceived very differently by the people who didn't accept you before, because they weren't accepting you when you weren't yourself. Okay. And so this is one of these things for me. Um, this is okay. When people talk about having a genius zone and not knowing what your genius zone is because you're too close to it, like it's just what you're naturally good at. So how do you even know that other people aren't good at that, right? Like it's just so easy for you. And it's really hard to identify our own genius zones a lot of the time because of that, because it's just like, what do you mean? That's not even special. That's not even important. That's not even like, I don't have some sort of wisdom about this, right? Like this is just what I am. And it's like, yeah, it's what you are. And most people aren't, right? So for me, one of those things, and there are several, and I've been discovering them. I've been working on discovering them, right? So that I could find my genius zone for a long time. One of those things for me has been that people always accepted me for exactly who I was. And I was, so there are, I've heard all the stories of like people being teased for wearing hand-me-downs or um being a tomboy or, like just people not being accepted because of their looks, because of their behaviors, because of their, whatever. And I am it literally was so outside of my understanding that I was like, what do you mean? Like, why? Why would they make fun of that? That's so stupid. Because to me, and I wore the hand me downs. I was a total nerd. Like, I loved reading. I loved, like, I've mentioned it before. I love The Hobbit. I love Lord of the Rings. I love, like, all of that stuff. I am, like, super nerd. I love Monty Python and I love Disney and I love, like, I'm not this, like, super mature, super sleek and cool by stereotypical standards person, but people have always, and I do mean always accepted me for who I am. Um as a child going through school in all of those years that people are so mean, kids are so mean. I'm like, they weren't to me. They weren't mean to me because I always was able to just be fully myself in that sense, right? And there were parts of my life, so like I will separate this, but like I'm talking with peers where that was not an issue, right? With when it came to religious leaders or like even my parents and like the strictness of our religious upbringing and things like that, I didn't perfectly fit in those scenarios. But when it came to like other kids and being teased or being judged for who I was, that just did not exist for me. Um, because I just was like so fully embodied of like, this is just who I am. And I just don't care that like, if that's not what you think I should be, that's not my problem kind of thing. And I was the person who was friends with every cliquey group in high school. I could literally hang out with anybody. Um, and on and on and on. And none of this is said to brag. This is because I'm realizing this is my zone of genius. This is um my thing that just came so easily to me that I can't comprehend how it didn't come easily to other people. And I mean, I can on a logical, like on a surface level, I can understand it because I've had so many conversations with people, right? But when it comes to like actual deep knowing of like this not being easy, um I don't actually have that, right? And so like that's where um it's just funny because I strayed away from it for a little bit and then now coming back into it, now I'm understanding it on an even deeper level, but it is this coming back into ourselves, really just being ourselves, but not just on a surface level, right? It is learning more about who we are. It's rediscovering who our true selves are, that part of us that we buried for years because people judged it or um, expected certain things of us that weren't how we truly were, right? Um, anyways, I kind of went on a tangent there, but what really, really, really was coming through today with the synchronicities was that I'm in this mode of like, I am focused entirely on helping women, specifically spiritual women, to uncover their true self, the part that they buried for so long they don't remember what she's like, and to reconnect with her. And that is their higher self. That is their fully embodied self, their natural self, and what I am calling the wild feminine, right? Because the wild is nature. The wild is our natural self. And so our wild feminine self is that higher, fully embodied, just natural self. So that is what I'm working on helping women to bring back in, because I've realized that this is my genius zone. This is what I just do so naturally that other people struggle with, right? And so it's been a journey of learning how I can bring that in for other people. And which I'm so excited to now be able to do, like that I've now been able to figure out how to help other people to do that. But so today was the realization that as I've really stepped into this, like rewilding and bringing women into their full understanding of themselves so that they can show up as authentically, as vulnerably, as fully themselves as I so easily do. I've also had these other things coming in, and it's been all day long. It was the crocodile book, and then it was on our recording session with Jess and Kelly, it was talking about unconditional love and acceptance, and people being able to just be themselves, and that is so perfect. And being in Jess's energy, Jess especially, not that Kelly doesn't do this, because she's very, very accepting, but also Jess just has this thing about her where it's like, she applies this on an emotional level, and on a like, she has the human design focus and stuff like that. So it's like, no, it's all perfect. It's all exactly how it's supposed to be. This is how you were made. It's, like all of this. And that was, a perspective that I didn't see in the adult world a lot, right? So coming into her energy, it was like relearning that part of myself and rediscovering that part of myself. So anyways, we were talking about that energy today too, and it was that same thing, that authenticity, that just being ourselves and having it be so perfect and so okay to just be ourselves. And then this evening, Kelly shared a little video of a song of like a cartoon show, whatever. Thelma the Unicorn singing this song, and it was just like, for me, it was like jaw dropping. And for anyone who's like, that's stupid, it's a cartoon song, like whatever, those are my favorite. Okay. Those are my favorite. Disney songs are like my favorite thing in the world. Cartoon shows and the songs that they come up with, and like the inspiration that can come out of them. I know on a previous episode, I've talked about, like, my daughter was watching Blaze and the Monster Machines, and it was talking about force and how that's pushing and pulling, and the realization for me of like, damn, that's not just the pushing part that's force. It's not, just trying to like force people to buy or whatever. It's also the trying to pull them in to buy. That's the same thing. It's still force. And like these huge realizations from kids shows. Okay. And I think it's, for me, it's just the straightforwardness that's in a child's show, or in the messaging that they use for children, because it's like, and in good ones, right? I'll give it that caveat that like there are ones that are like, that's twisted. Why would they put it in there, right? But in a lot of them, it's just so straightforward because they're teaching to children. And a lot of adult messaging loses the foundational key pieces by getting so complex. And so these things are just like, when I see them, when I hear them, when I notice them, as like my kids are watching them, or, somebody sends me like a video like this where it's a cartoon song, where I just get like this extreme depth of understanding from it, because I'm like, it's so basic, it's so simple, it's just whittled right down to the important pieces, right? And the words in this song, like I just cannot get it out of my mind. I've listened to it so many times since Kelly sent it already. And like I even said on my live tonight, I'm like, I guarantee you give me 2 days, I'm gonna have this thing memorized because I just already love it. Um and I quoted it on that live, and I'm gonna quote it again right now because it was just like, damn, like so aligned, so exactly what we've been talking about, what I've been talking about, and what I'm focused on right now. So the words that really stood out to me were, so turn your light on, let's see who you are. One in a million, no one's playing your part. Don't be perfect. Like the moon and the stars, you shine just as you are. And and then there was another piece that was also like really stand out for me. That was, if you feel broken, that's how the light gets in. And just knowing that like the the breakdown, the tower moments, the traumas, all of that that crack us open, that's how the light gets in. That's how we become aware and are able to see our full selves and get to know our true selves, the self that was buried from a young age, or the self that maybe we never got the chance to understand and know, just based on the opportunities that we weren't given in our lives, or whatever, right? So the spiritual awakening that I've been through, the last few years of personal development and learning and growth and all of that, have helped me to understand my higher self on such a deeper level and get to know her so well that I'm able to bring her in. And every time that I connect with her and bring in pieces, I just become, and this again, this is not a bragging thing. This is like, I'm getting this deep understanding and I want to share it, right? But it is, um, every time that I do that, becoming more and more magnetic, becoming more and more attractive, and not in like the, magazine beautiful sense, but in the like attracting in the people who are meant to be in my world, type of attractive. And again, that's like the magnetic piece, right? Where it's just, instead of me having to like go out and search or post in all of the Facebook groups to create enough leads to be, making the sales and this and that. It's just like, no, I'm just showing up. I'm just being me. I'm just loving every minute of it. And people are showing up. People are coming in, and people are like, yo, like, who's this girl, right? What's going on with this chick? Because she's got something going on. She's standing out. She's, shining in that sense. And it is just that, right? It's letting people see who I am. It's shining just as I am, and not needing to put on some sort of a mask, or not feeling the need to. I don't think anybody needs to, but not feeling the need to put on any sort of a mask to show up, to be seen. And um I was also talking tonight about the irony of it, that like I'm showing up on these lives with my power paint on, and it's almost like I'm putting a mask on my face to to hide my face. But it's actually the opposite. I am showing more of who I truly am on the inside, and I'm just expressing it outwardly, and it feels amazing. And it has also, by doing that, and again, this is not like a, oh, I've made myself feel more comfortable physically to go on camera by doing that. It's like, no, by being more of myself, even though a lot of people might look at that and just automatically judge it, like, you've got like this Viking war paint look on your face. Like, what are you doing? Why are you going live like that? Why are you putting paint on your face? Like, this is 2024 and people don't walk around with that, or whatever. But for me, it's like, I am, putting on, it's similar to putting on your favorite outfit that makes you feel like $1 million and makes you feel super confident and makes you like go out and slay your day, right? And for me, it's like no, I'm not putting on power paint all the time. Like, it would, my face is too sensitive for that. Like, I can't wear that all the time. But when I put it on and go live, I feel like $1 million. I feel like the best, brightest version of myself. I feel just more me, right? And I feel super duper confident, and I'm already disgustingly confident almost, right? But like when I do that, I'm like, you can't touch me. There's no touching me. Like I am just soaring through the clouds. And um so yeah, it's very much not putting on a mask to hide. It's a putting on a mask that shows you who I am. And it's a very like I thought that was so ironic. This like I'm putting this stuff on my face to show you who I am on the inside, because words and behaviors and all of it weren't expressing it fully enough for me. And when I put that stuff on, I'm like, yes, I'm fully expressed. Like that's what it feels like. So anyway, enough rambling, but I love, it's been constant with the numbers, like the 222s and the 111s and the 1111s and, all of the things. But today it was like beyond that. It was every conversation had to do with it. Every link and video and song and whatever that was sent my way had to do with it. Everything was through this lens of just show up. Let us see who you are, right? Shine just as you are. Exactly who you are is exactly who you're meant to be. And that does not mean, okay, there's two pieces here. So, first of all, it does not mean that you have to do all of this inner work to discover your full self before you can show up fully. I was showing up fully long before I did this. I'm just showing up more fully now because I know myself more fully. So it's this double-sided thing, right? Where it's like show up now fully as you are, as imperfectly perfect as you are, because where you are right now in your full expression, in your full awareness of yourself is perfect and beautiful and wonderful. And you need to shine that light. And you can also dig deeper and learn more about yourself and get to know yourself better and continue to bring that in and bring that in and bring that in. And that's what I do. That is what I have done from the moment I got online, especially to just keep on adding to the layers of depth of how well I know myself, how deeply I know myself, and how integrated with that higher version of myself that I am, so that I am able to show up more and more and more and more authentically. And that is what it is all about. It's about showing exactly who you are right now and then continuing to become more of exactly who you are. And that's really hard to explain in words, but it is an incredibly powerful shift when you apply it in your life. So hopefully I was able to kind of bring some light to what that looks like, what that means. I am actually next week on Monday, I am doing and that's like the 17th of June. If you're following this live with me, 17th of June, 2024, I'm part of a spiritual summit that is being hosted by my spiritual mentor, Tonya Mills. And I'm doing a Connect with Your Higher Self live guided journey, a group journey, to receive messages from your higher self. And then at the end of June, I'm going to be running a 3-day event. I'm just calling it my rewilding event at this point. I don't have like an official name for it, but I am helping women to rewild by connecting with their higher wild self, and not just that connection, not just like a one-time meditation journey or anything like that, but then this is a 3-day thing. So then the second day, taking that, applying it in life and business, bringing in pieces of it into your 3D world. And then on the third day, having a networking session where people can team up, either in pairs or in more than two, right? And be able to find people who really amplify those parts of them and create collaborations with them so that both sides are amplifying each other. And I'm just super, super excited about it. And then coming up in July, I'm like, my Wild Feminine Leaders Inner Circle is starting, and it is going to be huge, and it is going to be so, so powerful. And it's this rewilding event on steroids, and then add some more things in, right? So it's just like so much momentum, so much powerful, powerful alignment and awareness coming in. And I don't feel like I could be any more on track, right? And I think, I've thought that before, so I'm sure that there's even more to come, right? And just knowing that I can, like, suspending disbelief, right? Suspending disbelief that there could be even better than this, that this is so freaking amazing and that it can also get better. That is incredible. And I'm choosing to feel that because that's what I'm creating in my life. And I am absolutely living in the belief of my success is here. My success is here. My success is here. And it feels freaking amazing. And of course, I'm always exactly where I need to be because it's just everything is so empowered right now. Everything is so aligned right now. And it's just amazing. It's really, really incredible. So, sending all of the, like, if you're not fully in on this yet, get in on it. Do this. Suspend disbelief. Really, really decide to get into this fully energetically because it will change your life, and it will change your life freaking fast. This is day 51, and it has completely shifted my life. And that is, again, not to say that I wasn't doing anything towards my personal development, towards that growth, towards all of that before, because I was. But this has just amplified it and really sped up the process. And yeah, highly recommend. It's a free way to, like, change your entire life, right? A free and yet super, super powerful way. And actually, on that note, if you feel that you need some accountability to stay on track with it, that is what Kelli and I are doing inside of the Suspending Disbelief mentorship pod. So, now that I've mentioned like 500 things, I'll drop all the links when I do the show notes for this episode. But like, get in on these spaces, and there are things at all levels, right? The summit I'm doing next week is a free event. It's something that anyone can sign up for. Well over 100 women have signed up for it now already, yeah, it's free, and you get the replays and whatever. Like, you don't have to be able to attend live. For it's not just me. There's so many incredible women that are going to be in this summit. And take advantage of these free events like this, where it's like you can just really raise your vibration so, so powerfully, and pick and choose which things are most aligned for you because everybody's different. And then, like, run with the energy that you get from that, and then attend, like, this 3-day, it's a lower ticket event. It's going to be $111 for anyone who's not in my Heartbeats Harbor group. So if you're in there, you do get a special price. But it's going to be a 3-day event that's going to be so, so powerful. And again, life changing. Like, 3 days, come, show up and change your life, right? It's, these types of things can literally turn your life around. And when you put the belief behind them, or when you, let's flip that, suspend disbelief, right? Suspending disbelief is choosing to believe. It's deciding. So just do that, right? Come, show up, do the things, suspend that disbelief, and change your life. And these opportunities are just coming in hard and thick and fast, and just like, they're everywhere. They are all over the place. Kelli right now is running a 3-day event of her own, which is like audio transmissions and all of this stuff. And they're super powerful. They're super empowering. And people that choose to be in that and go all in on that energetically, like, you have a life-changing shift. She's got women saying that they've had the most incredible channeled messages from her that they've ever had from anybody. Like, and it doesn't have to be a big expensive thing to have those kinds of shifts. And choosing to be in the energy and in the rooms with people who are doing these kinds of things will change your life. So be in those rooms and show up to those places and get energetically behind this movement and keep listening, right? Keep reading Kelly's blogs, keep checking Jess's telegrams. Oh my gosh, listening to Jess's telegrams today, I was catching up on them and I was like, there's so many synchronicities. Like I've been behind on hers, but she had a day where she was like, this is, day 32 or day 33 or whatever of 365 days of inevitable dreams. And she's like, wow. I mean, and I'm probably just going to do this for the rest of my life. And I was like, yes, oh my gosh, yes, because I did that on an episode. There was an episode where I was like, this is just going to be forever because it's amazing. Like, I'm not going to stop doing this after 365 days. This is incredible. And it's at this point, it has become so ingrained. It's such a habit. It's such an easy thing to maintain for me. So yeah, like I'm not changing that, and there was a few times in there where I was like, oh, we're having the same realizations at different time periods and this and that. And it was really cool. Anyway, okay. This episode is quite long now, but there was just so much synchronicity and so much power behind all of it. And, I'm even going to include the link for that little cartoony song that Kelly sent tonight because you guys, it was so empowering. It was just like, yes, like I always have these gifts that I share, like the ones with like the baby going like, yeah, and cheering. Like that's what I felt like when I listened to it. It was just like, yes, 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 this is amazing. This is exactly it. So just wanting to spread more of that energy everywhere right now. Like, I'm just like, everybody needs to feel this, shooting it out everywhere at people. Like, just come feel this amazingness. There's all the options from free to paid, right? From like low ticket to high ticket, from me to Kelly to Jess and there's, you guys, I talk about us three all the time, but there are endless people offering these amazing opportunities. And it is just picking, like, take your pick, do what feels perfect for you and just act, right? Get into the momentum and start building that momentum. And it's absolutely incredible. So thank you for listening for this extra long episode. Hopefully it gave you lots of inspiration and I will talk to you all tomorrow.